God has been kissing me all day long. This morning in my spinach salad, which I have every morning, I found a piece of spinach perfectly shaped like a heart. I put a picture of that on Facebook. And then after I made the first video this morning that was so difficult for me to make, a rabbit hopped up to my car. And all day today, I've just felt Jesus with me in a powerful way, and I'm so grateful for that. I want to finish talking about the dark years. As pivotal as they were in my story, I need to finish. I don't want to think about this anymore. So I'm going to finish talking about it with this video. I'm sitting in my favorite place in the cemetery, on a park bench overlooking this hillside, with the creek behind me. I can hear the water bubbling behind me. It's just one of my favorite places in the world. And so I'm going to finish talking about the dark years, as I call them. After I went back to Rob, he forgave me for the affair, which is a miracle, but I sank into a deep depression. My dream of true love was gone. I knew I would never be happy with Rob, that I would never have the emotional intimacy with him that I dreamed of all of my life. And so all of my options, all of my hope was gone, and I just became very depressed. God felt a million miles away after what I'd done. Me, the one who was going to be a missionary, had done the unthinkable, and I just felt like God was a million miles away and probably happy for the distance. And I just felt I had nothing left. I had no purpose, no identity, no reason to hope for anything anymore. I had a few jobs in Calgary that I hated. I remember working at this place called the Discounter, working in the back of the discounter where I was sorting cutlery and other kitchen utensils out of boxes into other boxes. And it was just the most pointless existence. Actually, I remember that I would sneak books when I was supposed to be working back there. I would sneak books back and sit behind a pile of boxes and secretly read these books when I was supposed to be working. I didn't care, and I was trying to comfort myself, I think, because I was reading all the old books, Dickens and all of the stories I used to love. I was trying to feed on them, but I didn't know how to find joy. I just felt so hopeless. I remember wanting to go home for an extended period of time at Christmas, and I was hoping I'd get some extra days off of work, and I asked Rob if I could take some extra time off work to go home to Champion and just spend some extra time there at Christmas. And he said no, we couldn't afford for me to take that time off work. And I just remember how much despair I felt after he told me that. And I remember walking to the discounter, kind of like a zombie. And I guess I crossed the street against the "Don't Walk" sign because there was a cop car sitting there at the light that I hadn't noticed. But the cop inside put his voice on speaker and said to me from inside the car, "Don't walk against the 'Don't Walk' sign, young lady." And I looked back and I saw that it was a cop. And I just hung my head and kept walking because I just so didn't care. I felt so hopeless. And I went to work that day just feeling like, I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because just trust me, I think I was clinically depressed. I was tired all the time. I just felt no purpose. And it was a very dark time in my life. It went on for quite a while because we were married in '87, and it wasn't until 1990 that things began to change for me. A glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon, and I'll talk about that next time. But I also want to remember sitting in the back room of the discounter, secretly reading my book behind those boxes, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I know that Jesus was there with me. I can see him there with me in that memory, sitting beside me, looking into my face so intently, longing for me. He knew what was coming, but I didn't, of course. And next time I'll tell you how things changed for me. Thanks for joining me in the cemetery, in my cemetery, in more ways than one.